Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's time for No, it's not time for the Russell Westbrook show. It's time for the Cap Guy show, starring the Cap Guy, and that's me. Russell Westbrook's just visiting, but it's not his show. He's got his own show in Houston. All right. Had a good weekend. Ended up between Saturday and Sunday with 20 sales. So I'll go into the numbers in a few minutes. I covered about 10 of them, 9 or 10 of them yesterday's video of what I sold, and I'll go into the ones I sold yesterday, and then I took them all to the post office today, but I'll get into everything I sold and minus the one Saturday, and I'll get into the total sales and profits, etc. So let's get into what I sold, and I'll talk about them as we go. Just a moment. Russell, get back. You're not doing this video. It's mine. All right, hang on. Okie dokie. The first one, that's an Oklahoma term, by the way. But other states use it, but we did start it. Whirlpool genuine OEM side-by-side refrigerator water filter. Found this at a yard sale for $5. It's new in the box. Sold it for $19.39 plus shipping. And on this, I made all of $8. $8 profit, so not bad, nothing big. The next thing I sold was an HP PhotoSmart disc. It's an all-in-one disc. Got it for less than a quarter and sold it for $9.30 with $2.80 shipping, media mail, and actually it turned out that it was cheaper to go first class by 2 cents, so I sent it first class. They'll get it a little quicker as well. And typically if it's a little, within a quarter or so, even higher, I'll ship it first class just to keep it, especially when it's games and discs and stuff. I want it to get there and not get potentially damaged by taking longer in the mail. Made $7.50 on this, by the way. The next item I found was this Sony NEX6 camera in a case. I got it at the first yard sale on Saturday. I spent $65 at the yard sale. I put it on for $186. I had some offers up to about $80. I turned them all down. And then another person came at me yesterday with it and wanted to know what my bottom dollar was. I told him I would do $130. He said if I had the chargers and all the cords and everything, the accessories, the manual, he would do that. But if not, he offered me $100. I spent $5 at the yard sale for this item. So I took the deal, $100, untested. It's got a bag and the camera and the lens, and that's a good flip. I made $84 after all fees and shipping and everything, so that's a home run flip, I would say. The next item is an Oakley 10 red, white, and blue flag ball cap, 18 cents at the bin. Sold it for $12 with free shipping. I actually thought this would go a little higher, but got $7 for profit off of it. This I found at the bins last week. I found 3 Carhartt jackets. This is the lighter of the 3 jackets. Still weighed over 5 pounds, so at $1.59 a pound, I gave like $8.26 for this jacket. Sold it to a person in Great Britain for $45 plus shipping, and all said and done, I made $31 off the jacket. Very nice Carhartt jacket, so nothing wrong. It did have a company name on the thing, but when you're out in the cold, you don't care about that. The next one I also found at the bins. It's a outdoor research hat by Gore-Tex. It's kind of a hiking cap. It folds and velcros to the sides, as you can see here. It's brand new with tags, and got it for, what did I pay? I think about 18 cents for that. Sold it for $32 plus shipping. So all said and done, the outdoor hat, I made $29 profit. These also found at the bins. They're Beyblades and Tomy toys. There's just a lot of them. There's a lot of these that are valuable. I don't know nothing about them. I took a best offer on this at $12. They did weigh a little bit, but again, he paid the shipping. So $12 shipping was, I actually paid 4 cents more for shipping than he paid me. So when it was all said and done, I made about $7.50 off of them, but they're out of my hair, and that's what matters. The next item is a DGK t-shirt, kind of a swag Boys in the Hood type t-shirt I've had for a little while. I sold it for $11 with free shipping. Paid $1 for it back in July. And so I made only $5 off that. And again, I'm trying to move the clothing. And the last item I sold yesterday was this Texas Ranger brand new, or no, I'm sorry, it's not used. It's used. U-size 5'6" medium. Paid $253 for it also back in July. Sold it for $10.80 shipping going to Texas. And I ended up making $8 off of it. So all in all, I had 20 sales over the weekend, including Saturday. I had the Harley jacket, the digital processor, and the Sony camera were big hits. The Carhartt was good. So when it was all said and done, I had 20 sales between Saturday and Sunday, and one this morning before I went to the post office. And the total cost of goods was $53.89. The total sales was $657.75. And my total profit was $476 for 2 days. So that's $235.50, $237.50, something, $238, something like that a day profit. That's pretty good. Not Westbrook money. He makes more money than I do. But hey, it is what it is. And so again, you can do it. Again, I always have people ask me how. I don't know. I'm still learning the cameras. I got lucky at 2 sales this weekend where I bought a lot of stuff for what I consider to be not much money compared to the value of the items. I'm in the profit over the weekend already. I spent $65 at the first sale. Just that camera alone, I made $84, so I'm in the profit on that. And on the other one, I sold the Harley jacket and the digital processor for a combined $155, and I paid $100 for everything. So again, I'm in the profit there. So everything else that I sell from those 2 sales will be profit, and I've got a lot of it, and I still got some that's unlisted. Did a lot of, spent 4.5 hours yesterday going through about 200 t-shirts and organizing and putting them in clear poly bags and numbering the bins. And so when I sell something now, I know exactly where it is. And one thing it made me realize was I ain't buying many more t-shirts. There's a lot of t-shirts that I had sitting as we were going through them that weren't listed. And that happens when you're on auctions. You'll have things that will end and you may not have the listings available and you don't want to pay $0.25 a pop to relist them at that time. Of course, now I'm on a premium store, so it'd be 15 cents, but it still adds up when the shirt don't have a lot of value. And unless you get that shirt for, a quarter or something, it's not worth spending $3.33 or something for a shirt and then listing it for $5. So I've probably got 100 shirts that I'm not going to relist. I took about 15 or so out of the group that I do need to relist that are baseball related and Nike, Adidas type stuff. But the rest of it, I'll be selling at a yard sale. I'll probably take a hit on a little bit of it. But for the most part, it's just not worth it. But it made me realize how much was sitting in those totes when I have to go find a tote and didn't know which tote it was in other than by color. And you got 3 totes of black t-shirts and you've got to go through each one. So doing what we did this weekend, spending 4.5 hours after doing it for about 3 hours last weekend. All the t-shirts are labeled, numbered. I know where they are exactly when I sell them in the SKU. The custom SKU on eBay, I can tell and I can reference where exactly it is and I can go right to it. Now I'm doing it with the hard goods as well. And we'll be doing it with the jeans and the Ralph Lauren and the dress shirts. And then we'll be probably this weekend winterizing all the coats or de-winterizing and putting them in totes and putting them on shelving in the garage out of the way so I can put more items. I got to work on my death pile. So basically this week I will probably not source at all. I need to get the death pile behind me and gone. And then as I go through it, things that I got at the bins that I didn't pay a lot for that don't have a lot of true big value, I'm going to move them to totes to the garage. And when I have a yard sale in the next month, I will sell those and make my money and make some profit off those because at a yard sale, I'll get more than I paid for them at the bins. I still got a lot of video games, CDs. I did run into a couple issues with CDs where I've sent them, and again, I'm buying them at the bins in bulk, and I'm not paying much for them, but I've had a couple that were, they were scratched, and when you're buying a lot of 10 or 15 games and you find, or CDs, and you find one or two that are scratched, I can't go through and test all of them. So, and I'm not selling them for a lot of money, but I think it'd be better to just sell them at a yard sale than try to lot them up and sell them without testing them. I'd be better off to test the video games and sell those. There's a bigger profit on them. And the ball caps, I've got to get some more organization with those. I've got them sorted by color. But again, when you've got probably 700 caps in all, you've got to come up with a better system of sorting them by the type of deal, whether they're fishing or whether they're sports or whatever, and narrow that down. But again, it's all about taking up space, and I'm trying to not live in the rooms that I'm using. And I've got 2 rooms that this is my office, and it's my storage for my supplies and all my memorabilia from my military and my UPS days and my sports teams, Texas and Dallas and the like. And so I've got my death pile in here with me, and one of my bedrooms is completely an inventory room. So again, there's a lot of things that got to be done, and I've just sourced to the point where now I've got to get this under control. And then in the future, when I do source, I will list them immediately within a day, so I don't stockpile a death pile again past the point of a few items. When you're going and organizing on something that you've learned and you should have done probably in the beginning, you realize how much time you're spending putting the stuff where you can find it. Because I have, like I said, over 2,200 listings on eBay, and although my memory is really good and I can remember mostly where stuff is, some of the little things I have a hard time finding. And so you got to get organized and invest in the poly bags, the clear bags, and put your clothing and things like that in it. Get boxes and sort your stuff by colors, by type. And again, these are all things I'm learning as I go. I've been doing it for years, but I've never had this kind of volume. And but the profits are there. Again, I'll say it every day. Hard goods definitely seems to be the way to go. You've seen just in this video and yesterday's video, the clothing, you can make some money. And if you want to make $4 or $5 an item or $10 an item, you can do it. But me, if it ain't $10, it's almost not worth the time it takes to take the pictures, do the research, ship the item, and then, from that point, with the hard goods, the cameras, the video games, the jackets, some of the caps, you can make some good money on. Games, vintage games, board games, things like that, collectibles, you can make some money on that stuff. And the hard goods seems to be the way to go. And I say it every day, and I know you're probably getting tired of hearing it, but that's a fact. And the more I do it, the more I'm in awe of part-time pickers. Matt just amazes me every time I watch him as the stuff he gets rid of, and he hadn't been doing it that long, but he's definitely got the market on hard goods. He knows what he's doing there, and he does really well with it. He stays away from the clothing for the most part. And again, I will continue to buy some because there are some high-end things. But for the most part, I'm going to get out of the clothing once it's all gone. So appreciate everybody. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if you'd like to. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.